if we're not growing, it must be something we're not doing with communications. If only they knew how good our thing was, they would buy it. But there are some very rational reasons, very practical barriers for people not buying your thing. They're not perceptual problems. And there's sometimes the only way you can overcome that is through changing things that aren't just about communications, but it's the rest of the marketing mix. And you can solve those things with some very sensible innovation. They don't need to be incredibly transformative. Adam Hamilton. I'm a marketing and innovation consultant. I work with companies to help them find growth through brand building and, of course, innovation. A little bit of government work, a bit of B2B services work. It comes down to definitions and things, right? But let's have a look at innovation as commercial creativity. Very deliberately, those two words. In order to go from identifying an opportunity and insight, a problem, an under-satisfied need, build a solution and validate that and make sure it's desirable, feasible, viable, adaptable, take it to market ultimately, you touch basically every part of the business. It's certainly every part of the marketing mix. It gets confused with like ideas and invention. You have to create value and it must be something you can operationalize. I guess a lot of people will jump to whatever's easiest to grasp. So if I work in FMCG and my brand operates in this category, I can get myopic in thinking that innovation means improvements to products and product extensions within those constraints. That can be very limiting. After a while, you hit a point of diminishing returns. It can be cannibalistic. Thinking about business model innovation can be some of the biggest wins you will ever get. Monetizing and finding new revenue streams by exploiting and leveraging your strengths, your capabilities, I think is something that should be really put into the context of what people think about when they think about innovation. Like if we think about commercial creativity and the outcome, you're trying to create value for various stakeholders. People in the outside world, your customers, your users, your consumers, your members, give them some value and they're outside the building. And we need to create value for ourselves inside the building as well. It's not enough just to create value completely selflessly. You've got to provide value in terms of growth and revenue, but also retain some value in the form of profit for it to be sustainable. So you need to unite those things. Creativity by itself could just be ideas or inventions. A lot of ideas and inventions don't add any value. Commerciality by itself, you get to a point of diminishing returns. You start focusing on the near-term efficiency, productivity, all the things that constrain and keep you where you are. So it's the real convergence of those two things.